Hey, you're watching Music for Miles, your go-to resource for all things guitars and music. Today we're asking the question, are smart guitars a gimmick, or can they hold their own against traditional wood guitars in real-world applications? That's the topic we'll be exploring in today's video. We're going to be featuring the Enya Inspire and the Enya Go Sonic and putting these two smart guitars to the test. So before we dive into this video, let's ask one more question. What is a smart guitar? Well, a smart guitar is going to be any guitar that has onboard effects and electronics built in, so it's an all-in-one system. So what are we working with today? Well, we have the Enya Inspire. This is the latest smart guitar from Enya. It is made of composite carbon fiber, has a built-in speaker, has built-in sounds. It can also be used as a traditional guitar, but it's just absolutely wild. The design, construction has a one-piece body. We also have the previous model, which is the Enya Nova Go Sonic. For the Les Paul fans out there, this is more of a traditional setup. It doesn't include the tremolo that the Inspire has, but again, has the built-in speaker, built-in sounds, and can also be used as a traditional guitar. But we're going to be putting them to the test, seeing if they can hold their own stacked up against traditional guitars like a Fender Stratocaster and a Gibson SG. Can these guitars function as a traditional guitar in the studio, and can these hold their own in a live environment, either using the onboard sounds or plugging into a traditional guitar amp, which we'll be using this Marshall Studio JCM 900 behind me for today's test. Then we're going to focus on rehearsals. How can you benefit from having a smart guitar in a rehearsal versus a traditional guitar? And I'm going to be putting this guitar here, the Enya Go Sonic, to the ultimate test. I'm going to be exposing this to extreme heat for 3 straight days. And we're going to see if this thing will still be in tune and if my action is the same. All right, let's start with the studio test. Let's see how it sounds stacked up against a Fender Stratocaster. Now, tonally, obviously the pickups are different between the two, but they sound pretty comparable. There's definitely a change in feel using a composite carbon fiber guitar versus a traditional, wood guitar like the Fender Stratocaster. But in terms of usability, I think they both hold their ground. All right, so let's talk about live performance. Now, I ran both of these guitars through a real guitar amp, which we have back here. It is the Marshall Studio JCM 900, like I would at any gig. We're gonna run through some riffs and see if this can hold up against a Gibson SG. here's where smart guitars really shine. So I want you to imagine a rehearsal setting. Normally you would need your guitar amp, your cables, your pedals. You pretty much need your trunk full of gear to go to a traditional rehearsal. But if your band uses a PA, with a smart guitar, you could just bring the one guitar plugged directly into your PA and have all of your sounds ran through the guitar itself. And here's what the direct in would actually sound like if you were plugged directly into a PA. Now you cannot do that with a traditional guitar. You need to bring a lot of gear. And if you're a gear purist, obviously you're going to stick with bringing a traditional guitar amp. But if you're in a pinch and you're traveling and you want to just pop into a rehearsal, get some ideas down, you can do that with these smart guitars. Everything is built into them. Let's say you're in a more casual environment where you just want to work on songwriting with the singer of your band, with the bass player. You don't feel like bringing a PA system. That's where the built-in speakers shine on these guitars, especially the Inspire. It has a 15-watt built-in speaker, and you can 100% have a very productive songwriting session just using the built-in speaker. These guitars are carbon fiber, more specifically made of carbon fiber composite material. As you notice from the neck all the way down to the bottom, it is one piece. Very, very cool what you can do with composite carbon fiber. It is resistant against humidity and heat, meaning you can take this to cold environments, hot environments, and technically speaking, the action on this guitar and the tuning should not change. I live in sunny California, and we're having a huge heat wave. It's about 103 to 110 this week, and my garage gets much hotter than it does outside. I'm going to be putting the Go Sonic in my garage without a case for 3 straight days, and we're going to see if my action changes and if the thing still plays in tune. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Enya Go Sonic in the garage for 3 days. It is currently 107.6 in the garage. Here's the Enya Go Sonic. It feels warm to the touch. Here's what my action looks like. Pretty low action. So let's see if this composite carbon fiber body on this guitar can withstand the heat. 108. Oh, went down to 107. 107.8 here in my garage. And let's see if the guitar is still in tune. So the Enya Go Sonic's warm to the touch. Let's turn it on. It's been sitting out here for 3 days. I haven't touched it. I tuned it up before I put it in the garage. Let's see if it's still in tune. It is still in tune. Holy crap. Wow. All right, so let's check out the action here. I had the action set somewhat low when we put it in the garage. It looks identical. So I do not recommend putting any guitar in this type of heat. The fact that this is made of carbon fiber or composite carbon fiber, I was more confident leaving this out here. But yeah, at home disclaimer, if you have a traditional wood guitar, you want around 74 to 78 degrees and you want about 40 to 50% humidity. Yeah, not 106 degrees with 30% humidity. So the composite carbon fiber, passes the test. It definitely is heat resistant and it will not change with the environments as you travel. Let's answer the question I asked in the beginning of this video. Are smart guitars just a gimmick? Well, from my experience and all the tests that I conducted today, no, it is not just a gimmick. Now, the one reason why I don't think it is a gimmick is because you can use both of these models as traditional guitars. You're able to plug in, have all the electronics turned off, completely bypass it, go into any rig you want and start playing. The added benefits are the carbon fiber composite construction. It's going to make these very resistant to heat and weather changes, stuff like that, which a traditional guitar would be more susceptible to. You also have the added benefit of the built-in sounds and the smart features that these guitars have. If you want to rehearse in your bedroom and not have to plug into an amp, you can do that with a built-in speaker. If you want to plug into a rehearsal space and use the onboard electronics through a PA system and not go through an amp, you can do that. Or if you're a gear purist and you want to put together your full rig, pedal board, and half stack, you can plug into that too. Now, are they going to completely replace traditional guitars? No, they're not. But they're a great addition to your arsenal, and I think every gigging musician should probably have one of these. If you guys are looking to purchase an Enya and you guys want to check out some of their smart guitar lines, I have the links below. Again, the Inspire is the newest one in their lineup. It does have trem, comes in all these really cool colorways. And then this is their previous model. This is the Nova Go Sonic, still a great guitar. They have plenty of color options on this one. I have the link below for that as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on smart guitars? What are your thoughts on gigging with smart guitars? If you enjoyed this video, also give it a like and a subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos. Till next time, I'm Michael. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys.
Oh,